I wanted to share the beauty in each person's perspective and how we learn. So I received an email today about a woman who was thanking me because in a video that I had shared a perspective that she in her heart had been pondering, and she had received the answer for, and the video had been a second witness to her. And that is how this is supposed to work. When you are born again in the Spirit, you are learning in the Spirit. And so when you see something, or when you hear things, it should resonate with where you are as you receiving the second witness to what you've received in the spiritual. And so for those who are asked to teach and share, we are supposed to only be a second witness to what you are actually supposed to be learning in that relationship in the spiritual one-on-one with Yahshua for yourself. So with that being said, they've been having me, I've been going over the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, and then, we have the Gospel of Matthew, Mark, Luke and John that are very familiar, and there are so many Gospels coming forward right now. And if we can see that each one of those Gospels was that disciple explaining how they received the message. Okay? So what does that mean? So we each learn differently. And so the root of those teachings lives within us. It's part of our very nature. But how we learned it is how we perceived it. But the outcome of it should be the same if you're learning in the Spirit. So we all learn differently. We are taught in the way that we learn best. But ultimately, our experiences, if we had 100 people in a room and we talked about the experiences that they went through in the Spirit, and it had to do with, okay, how did you learn to stand in the lion's den and to trust that, you're going to be placed in the lion's den today, but trust me, don't step in front of me and trust me. How many of us would have 100 different stories, but the end result was the exact same? Okay, that's the same when we're reading these Gospels. Whether it's the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, this book, rather it is the Gospel of Peter, James and John, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, whoever, right? Any of the disciples, they are teaching it from their experiences, from their perspective of what it was. And so, but the bottom line of it is still the same. So if we can grasp that understanding, then we will have so much more understanding for people going through it, because it doesn't have to look like our experience, but the end results will be the same if they are truly being led in the Spirit. Just like I just said, like, you're being put in the lion's den. Don't step in front of me. Our stories would all be different, but they would have all been the exact same outcome. That's the beauty. And that's what we're supposed to be as second witnesses to people. Keep learning in the Spirit. It's from our perspective. But then when someone speaks about it, it will resonate with your soul of, oh my goodness, this is literally what I just went through and I experienced. And they're just being a mouth of a second witness. The first witness was you going through it with Yahshua in the Spirit. That was your first witness. And all we are second witnesses to it. So may we really see the beauty of what discipleship truly is, and what the disciples were sharing with us. It was their perspective, their angle of what they were learning from Yahshua. And may we now, embrace each other with love through this journey and this ascension process and healing and learning in the spiritual as we take Yahshua to be the master teacher in our life. Have a glorious day.